Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Shulo Hoyane. As if we had not had enough of this witch doctor business last week Friday, Baloyi was at it again yesterday. Reading through that so-called confession which Sibiya has vehemently denied, and even making reference to the fact that that traditional healer, that witch doctor in effect, what is a traditional healer? It's a witch doctor. That witch doctor called Lionel Zwane testified on the 4th of September 2023 that in fact Sibiya had consulted him with two other people. Now, that evidence I said yesterday, that evidence, Baloyi has not woken up to the fact that that evidence is not worth the paper that it is written on. In other words, whatever it is that Zwane is testifying about regarding his witch doctoring is unhelpful to the prosecution case and will not do anything to enhance the prosecution case. Now, interestingly, that Lionel Zwane, the witch doctor, was also went on to say that he cannot identify Sibiya, although he said Sibiya had visited him on more than one occasion. So that is double trouble for Baloyi. It's a double blow for Baloyi. You see, the evidence by its very nature is inadmissible evidence, and that a court will have nothing to do with except to waste its time listening to it. Now, secondly, that evidence which is worthless, also discredits itself, because Zwane himself says he cannot even identify Sibiya. This Sibiya who had visited him on more than one occasion, he cannot identify him as the Sibiya that we are seeing in court. So of what value is Baloyi trying to attach to this witch doctor evidence? I don't see any value that attaches to this witch doctor evidence, because the witch doctor is credited as he is. You see, even fails in that discredited attempt, to implicate Sibiya, to identify Sibiya. So the evidence falls flat. Anyhow you look at it, it falls flat. Just listen to this, as Baloyi was blowing full steam yesterday about this irrelevant, useless evidence. Take a listen to this.
Ngiyaphinda ngazilutho ngayo yonke lento lebhalwe la ngoba bengishilo ukuthi ayikho into engangayithola ngokufa komuntu.
I do maintain that I do not know anything about this statement that is being read out to me, and I have not received any money from killing someone.
Akunanyanga engayihamba ngokufa komuntu.
And I've never went or consulted a traditional healer with regards to someone being killed.
Yes. On Friday, we did draw your attention to the fact that the traditional healer testified in this instance, Mr. Lionel Zwane.
ngolosihlanu uthi ke uye waveza ke iphuzu lokuthi ke yena loyo umuntu loyo noma leso sangoma leso siyaseza lapha enkantolo sazonikezela ke ngobufakazi.
And his evidence, as we indicated to you on Friday, is found in the record of the 4th of September 2023 from pages 20 up to 37.
Ubufakazi bakhe ke buyatholakala khona la ubufakazi nobe balethola phambi kwenkantolo uthi ke ngumhla ka 4 ku September kunyaka 2023 ukusuka kwikhasi la ka 20 ukufika ku 35.
Angazi lutho ngayo yonke lento lekhulunywa naye lo muntu lo wayefikela ngangiqala ukumbona ngoba efikela ebhoxini.
I do not know anything about what is being said out to me, and even the person who came here to testify.
But Sergeant Mohola did testify that Constable Buthelezi brought you in Brigadier Gininda's office there at Eraten, and that he identified you as the person who came to consult him with 2 other people. We'll refer to the relevant record later.
Omukhula ke uye washo ke ukuthi ke uCaptain Buthelezi uyeweza nawe khona lapha ke eErating ezake uvisini la kaGininda. Kanti ke ubufakazi bakhona bukhona lapha mkwenkantolo makuthi kufanele ukuthi sibuvakashele sizokwenza lokho esikhathini esilandelayo. Constable Buthelezi, yes.
Akaze kuze kube nesikhathi la ngibona khona uLaymon Zwane, akaze kube nesikhathi la uButhelezi ngithatha ngisa khona kuLaymon Zwane. ULaymon Zwane ngiqala ukumbona mayefika la ebhoxini umuntu okuthiwa khona umuntu okuthiwa uLaymon Zwane.
There was never a stage where I was taken to Laymon Zwane. It was never a point where I had seen this Layman Zwane. Lion Zwane. I have never visited that person. I was seeing this person for the very first time here in court.
Amanga nje lawo.
These are all lies.
Mkulu help us to rinse ourselves with other medicine to remove the bad luck.
Umkhulu ke wasisiza ke wasigezisa noma ke wasinikeza ke amanzi noma ke wasinikeza ke umuthi ukuthi sizihlambulule ukuthi singabike namasho noma ke amabhadi.
Angazi lutho ngayo yonke lento ebhalwe la.
I know nothing of what is written here.
We will refer to the relevant records where the traditional healer is known as Mkulu, and he did refer to the fact that he provided you with herbs to cleanse yourself.
No objection. It can be said that Mkulu said I provided this Sibiya with herbs. So that's a position as it is being proposed. I mean, that proposition to this witness is false. It's meritless. It was never said, you, Sibiya. That's not evidence of Lionel Zwane.
Uthi-ke akubona ubufakazi bakwa Lionel Zwane lokho ke akazange asho ukuthi nganika wena Sibiya.
Well, we'll have to refer then to the evidence of Mr. Zwane. On the 4th of September 2023, page 22, we can start maybe at page 21. It says, at Palm Ridge Extension 4, this is line 8, on page 21, proceedings of 4 September 2023. And Mr. Zwane says, the one that I know is Sibiya.
Sivakashela ke ubufakazi bakhe ke uLionel Zwane lo. Uthi ke wachaza ukuthi mhla ka 4 uSeptember kunyaka 2023 uyachaza sizofunda ke ubufakazini bakhe ku page number 22 ulapha chaza khona ukuthi engimaziyo noma engimaziyo uye ke uSibiya.
Now, we'll then move to line 24, sorry, line 23. Mr. Zwane, now the Sibiya that I'm referring to, I saw him only once, and then he came again. At the time, they were having some problem that has to do with their work.
Lo Sibiya thi lo engikhuluma ngaye ngithi ngiyamazi ngambona kanye. Ngambona futhi mase kulesikhathi lesi beza kimi bathi baneyinkinga mayelana-ke nalo msebenzi abawenzayo.
Then page 22, still during the proceedings of 4 September 2023, line 2, Mr. Zwani. Now, this Sibiya is not a person that I can with confidence point him out or identify him and say, yeah, this is the one.
Uthi-ke ku-page number 22 khona kulowo mugqa loyo besaqhubekela khona ukuthi loyo Sibiya loyo akusiwo umuntu engingathi ngikwazi ukumqonda ngqo ngithi lo ngiyamazi ngempela uyena.
Then line 7, Mr. Zwani. Now, when I first met with Sibiya, they came to me in the company of 3.
Uthi-ke kokuqala-ke mangihlangana
As I listened to this so-called evidence, I was asking myself, but what does Judge Rata think he's listening to? Does Judge Rata think that he's listening to evidence? Is he going to consider the evidence of a witch doctor who is supposed to have performed some rituals on the accused persons, something which they even deny? Now, the same witch doctor with that inadmissible, non-existent evidence cannot even identify Sibiya as one of the people who consulted him for this non-starter business about, perhaps protecting themselves against, any possible repercussions that might follow after the murder of Senzo MEYIWA. So it is, with a sense of dejectedness that, the court has had to waste 2 full days, Friday and Monday, listening to nothing. I wonder what Judge Rata thinks about all this hot air that is being blown all over the place by Baloyi. I really wonder what he makes of it. But having said that, I reiterate once again that this evidence falls flat and cannot be regarded as evidence for purposes of the law. Baloyi here, he had simply dialed the wrong number. He doesn't know what he's doing. The man, frankly, doesn't know what he's doing. Having said that, let me thank you for watching this video. Let me thank you for all the views and subscriptions that I'm seeing. Let us hope Baloyi somehow gets on track this morning and stops giving us irrelevant evidence, which either way does not prove the innocence or the guilt of anybody. Thank you very much and have a wonderful, wonderful day.